YouTube, welcome to the top 16 of the Meta Weekly every single week. We are hopping into a big one right before the release of Primite, and we are further seeing the impact of cards like Dominus Impulse. Did you know that this card is actually censored? That is crazy. So if you know what the censor is, let me know in the comments below. Very important. And by watching as long as you can, I greatly support that, even if we're on in the background. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
We have Hero Lives. We are going second, unfortunately. And, Rixia, not so good of a hand here for making plays. Begin. Well, that was the end of our turn one play. Now back to Ziad. Do you negate this? It's a risky negate because nowhere does it state that it's a hard once per turn. It is a 3 of. If you have another copy, you activate another copy. But maybe we just have to take the risk because we did not draw too well. We're gonna at least Fool Loss. Okay, there we go. We don't negate with the Ash. We don't negate with the Impulse. The Ash Blossom does negate the Fool Loss. Negate. Oh my Jesus, mate. Now, as we summon for the deck, a Shadow Mist on summon, we're going to search our deck for the Mash Change. Mash Change could turn the Shadow Mist into a Dark Law, forcing any card sent to the grave being banished instead, a hard counter to the Hollowed Azamina spell. We're going to increase in the back row, tribute off Ferris to summon itself from the back row to summon from the deck a Vian, as the Vian summon is now negated. We have not committed to a normal summon yet, so we could just normal summon that Vian. But first, we're going to go into a Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader is going to be reborning a body from Engrave. The Impulse will negate. It will not destroy unless we have a Trap Engrave, which we do not have. Impulse, unlike Impermanence, is a hard once per turn, meaning we're done. 0 disruption left. On summon Vine's going to send a Malicious from the deck, banish a monster from Engrave to grab a Polymerization from our deck. Malicious banish to summon itself from the deck. Tribute off the Destiny Hero to search our deck for the Liquid Soldier. As we further link this up into an Infernal Devicer. Devicer activate, reveal, grab from the deck an Elements of Hero Neos. We're now going to Polymerize, fusing with our hand into an Infernal Rage. Infernal Rage is going to be on summon searching. Its Liquid Soldier draws 2, then discards. Discard away our Foolish Burial, tribute off the Infernal to now summon a Sunrise, grabbing a Miracle Fusion. Activate the Miracle Fusion, banishing away from Engrave to come forth and summon our Absolute Zero. It is turn 2, by the way, and just like that, 8,500 damage, lethal damage. Threw in Impulse, Ash, and Fool Loss. The Fool Loss did get negated, though. Nicely done. Let's hop in a game. Number 2. Fire King Sanctuary. We do have an Impermanence. With the Fire King Island, we're going to use the effect of not searching. If you control no monster, special summon a monster from the hand. Okay, what the? That's a wild effect. Pop the Alcanics to summon from the deck another Garunix. We're going to turn the Ponix into a Link Rebo after searching for the Sky Burn. We're going to Original Sinful, send our monster to summon from the deck our Snake Eye Ash. We're holding Imperm for maybe turn 2. As we add Poplar, special summoning itself onto the field. I would say this. If you are not confident with your Impermanence, then hold it for the next turn. Not the next duel, but the next turn. On the start of your turn, you could Imperm an Apollo USA, Imperm another body on the field. Hopefully there will be something that will be targetable, or it can at least maybe go even with an Omni Negate. Surely you will be able to negate something. So what is good here? We got many forms of disruption. We're going to be able to Skyburn, pop a card on the field. We're going to be using the Amble Whale to reborn the Masquerina, which is going to be a double disruption. We have Promethean Princess, which will pop a monster on special summon. We have the Kirin, which will pop a card on the field. And so what else do we have here? It's about 5 forms of disrupt. We could also possibly trigger the Fire King Sanctuary to exceed to then wipe away the entire field. We could Amble Whale, pop another card in the field. So it's about 7 disruption plus a max C. Now, DK, you said hold on to Imperm. That's if you don't know how to use Impermanence, maybe that would be best to do, which was not good here. There's nothing to Imperm. No bueno. We are going to Hero Lives. Chain Maxi to the Hero Lives. Uh-oh. We're now going to have to make all our plays under that max C. Diabell to our hand here. Shadow Mist searching for the mash change. We're going to triple Tactics Talent. Take control of a monster. Now, this is a problem, is it not? We could Arvata on field, pop it with Skyburn. Okay, yep. We are wholly reliant on the Skyburn. Skyburn pop Kieran. Kieran has to pop the Garunix to get on the field, and then we have to pop it with the Skyburn to then trigger Garunix Engrave. Yep. If we draw another fire monster, we don't have to pop the Garunix. We could pop another monster. Oh boy. Increase summon for the deck of Vian. This is getting crazy. Vine summon for the deck of Malicious. Banish from our graveyard to search our deck for a polymerization. If we activate Kieran to summon, we could chain Mash Change in a Dark Law, and then the Garunix gets banished. That's a problem. How do we play around that? Sunrise is here. To play around that, we needed another fire monster in hand, which we're not drawing into another fire. Where is the other fire? Dark Law is waiting in our back pocket to be summoned. Discard the Impermanence. Fusion Destiny. If we are reliant on the Skyburn, what happens if DPE pops the Skyburn before we could even use it? We have to draw another fire monster, which we can't draw into another fire monster. Okay, we're doing it now. Pop the Skyburn. You have to pop the Skyburn and chain the Mash Change. Oh my Jesus. Oh my, no! Impulse from the hand, just like that. Did we just draw into that Impulse? I think that Impulse was just, very recently drawn. It was on this summon of the Sunrise. Impulse negating the Mash Change, ensuring that the Garunix will now not get banished. Dark Law summon has been negated. Negate the Mash Change. But the Skyburn being destroyed, see, we can't do anything. Now that if you're going to destroy that with the Sunrise, that will trigger the Engrave Garunix. Are we doing this correctly? Kieran triggers, Garunix triggers. Like, we were reliant on you destroying us. We had no way to destroy ourselves after you took out the spell. Once the Skyburn was gone. Okay, Kieran is going to reborn. Non-target pop a card in the field. Pop in the Ambla Whale. Ambla Whale is going to be reborning from Engrave. Garunix is going to be popping a card from the deck. Probably Arvata. That is Arvata. Arvata popped to now reborn after the Sunlight Wolf has been summoned. Arvata reborn the Ponix. Give a love tap to the Ponix to trigger the increase to go into the back row here. Say goodbye to the Sunlight Wolf. Damage step, non-target pop. If you destroy a link 3 or lower, we now get to pop anything on the field. Taking out the DPE, activating to come back during the next standby phase. We gotta be very careful. Okay, it was good that we took that out because otherwise the Sanctuary would have triggered on this summon. Cross Crusader. All we had to do was one thing, survive, and we did. Because they're under max C. So we keep on drawing per special summon. We survive the battle phase. So Rixia is in a great spot. Triggering Promethean Princess to pop a monster on special summon. Denier's gonna return back Plasma. Plasma's back in the deck. What do you plan on doing with that Plasma, mate? Are you gonna search it with the Cross Crusader? I think so. Let's go. Malicious Summon, Cross Crusader Tribute, and Plasma suck up the Promethean Princess. We need 3 bodies on field, though. Denier reborn from Engrave. Tribute off the field for the Plasma. This works exactly like a skill drain. Suck up that Promethean, now stuck on the field instead of being in the grave. Any monster on field is negated. We're going to call to the Gravefinger the DPE within the draw phase before it summons itself back in the field. Now, DPE will still summon a Destiny Hero from Engrave, just not itself. We have the Wanted Seeker searching for a Diablo Star. We have turn player priority to resolve our standby phase effects first. Denier is going to be reborn with the DPE, returning DPE back into the extra deck. Garunix activating, but it is negated due to Plasma. Now, if you could chain another card to get it off the field here, like the Skyburn, it would resolve and not be negated. Fire King popping the Kieran. Well, that kills Plasma now. Yeah, do we have an out for that? We don't. And if you had a card like Impulse, you wouldn't be able to negate it because it's chain link blocked. On the resolution, wipe away the Plasma. We took the Maxi Challenge and we couldn't win. We took the Maxi Challenge. That was the issue here. We didn't have a way to deal with Kieran without destroying it. And by destroying Kieran, that just triggered a snowball of effects, being able to get our Amble Whale into the grave, reborn, trigger Amble Whale, pop a card, Kieran, pop a card. Too much. Let's go. Hard drawing D, Fusion Destiny. It is a 3 of at least, so it's not that lucky. We're going to send a Malicious from the deck to the grave, Stratos on summon, searching for the Ferris. There's no relevant hand traps here. We could use the Courtier to summon a Garunix from the deck, but, you know, that will just be a Kieran and Garunix on field. What are you going to do with that? We have Valiant sending from the deck to the grave after the increase, summons it from the deck here. If you have Ash, I would Ash increase. If you have Imperm or Veiler, I would negate the Valiant. And just like that, anytime, if you were to add a card to your hand, it will trigger to banish a card from the hand once per turn, and any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. How do we out this? We also have Favorite Contact, which could pop multiple cards in the field. We also have Droplet, because the Dark Law only forces the opponent to be sent to the grave, being banished instead, not our own card, so our Droplet's not turned off. We have Ash, Droplet, pop multiple cards, pop 1 card, and all your cards are banished. So 4 Disruption plus 1 Floodgate. I don't think Rixia could play through this. Prove me wrong. Courtier popping away our 1 of Ash, adding a Ponix. Ponix trigger, summon itself onto the field. Ponix for Skyburn. Knowing that he wants Skyburn, we're going to have to Droplet. We're going to chain Wanted Seeker, which will be banished. We're going to chain the Fire King Arvata, which will dodge the Droplet. Very nice. By using Droplet to send a monster, you can't chain the Kieran. By chaining a spell to the Droplet, then chaining a monster to our spell, we go around the Droplet, negating our monster and preventing us from chaining a monster to the Droplet. Good play. And now we could draw into our Skyburn. But the Dark Law could randomly banish it. 25% chance we banish the Skyburn. Or we just chain Skyburn to it maybe getting banished. What do we do? Trigger the Dark Law, chain the Skyburn. We're not risking it. I don't think so. Pop 2 for 2. We're gonna chain DPE to get poppin'. Pop ourselves plus the Kieran, ensure that it is banished. And let's go. We're gonna say goodbye randomly to the Diablo Star. Courtier triggering to summon from the deck a Garunix. DPE triggering Engrave to reborn a Destiny Hero during the next standby phase. Negate with that Finger Mate. Now, our DPE Chainlink blocked Courtier from getting Ash Blossom, not that we really wanted to negate this summon. End our turn. That's it. Uh-oh. Drop it off the top of the deck. We have Malicious. Reborn, summon from the deck, that is by banishing from a grave. Favorite Contact. It's going to fuse using the graveyard to summon a Vision Hero Trinity as we right away link it off into a Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader is here. Reborn Denier. Denier on summon is going to be returning DPE back in the extra deck. Malicious banishing to summon a Malicious from the deck. Cross Crusader tribute off Malicious for our normal summon Stratos. We have that normal summon. Stratos for a Plasma. Plasma, get good sucking. Suck up that Garunix. Anything activated on field will be negated. 3250. We have full field of monster negate plus the Droplet and an Ash Blossom, triple disruption. Ooh, we damage step swing in. This triggers in the damage step. It summons. We cannot Droplet at the end of the damage step. We could Droplet before damage calculation, and also the Plasma will negate it though. That's the big problem here. So it will be summoned as 2700 and will not gain the boost. It will not destroy a card from the deck. Plasma counters this. Get swinging. End of the damage step is going to be triggering the Garunix. You can't use Droplet here, but it doesn't matter. We don't need to use Droplet on it. It's already negated thanks to the Plasma. Negated. What do we do? Plasma for the win. The boost. Plasma is normally 1900 attack. Now we're going to Droplet, send your Garunix to reduce. It also gets rid of our equip card, so now we can equip you. 3250 for game. Lethal damage. Very nicely done. Wow. Droplets send the equip for a new equip. Goblin Biker in the top 16. Say it ain't so. Begin. We have Wanted Seeker seeking out a Diablo Star from our deck here. Discard that Droll and Lockbird. Come forward, Diablo Star. Diablo Star set up into the back row, our original Sinful. Ready to use Ash Blossom on that original Sinful. Good negate, great negate. Not only do they lose a card by activating it, also wants to summon from the deck. Ain't no way we're going to allow that to happen. And they do have a normal summon dash though. So it's like, what can you do? It just happens. You could maxi them, but then they could have an Ash Blossom or a Call by the Grave. Now, what do you do? Now you're screwed. That's just why this is a top tier deck. They have endless extenders to play through multiple different hand traps, and they got you. You've been got. Was there a better use of your Ash? Where else could you have used your Ash? No, you're going to get screwed either way. After a good use of Ash Blossom that was not negated, we have a field of how much disruption? Triple monster negate with Apollo, negate a monster with the impermanence, negate an interaction with the deck with the Ash. We have summon for the back row with the Flamebirds or the Divine Temple, which will be a double banish with a Little Knight. And then we have the Engraved Promethean Princess, which will be a pop on special summon. Triple disruption. So what I would be thinking is, how can we chain link block the Apollo to ensure Druiswarm will not be negated? It would have to be another card that either activates on summon, a link summon, or a fusion, or whatever we would use with the Druiswarm, or it could be another card we send to the graveyard with Druiswarm. Does a card like that exist? I don't know. Let's find out. 8 disrupt, reborn that Masquerena. Looks like we were attempting to go into the battle phase. Well, Little Knight away. We could Goblin Biker tribute off the monster, right? Tribute a monster to summon a Goblin Biker from the deck. Dodging the Little Knight. Ain't no way. We could Ash Blossom negate that though. Negate. So we're now, we used the Little Knight, we used an Ash. We're at 6 disruptions left. Wow. So by tributing the Druiswarm, you summon a body that activates on summon. Then you put the Druiswarm on Chainlink 1. You put the newly summoned monster on Chainlink 2. That's the Chainlink block we needed if it weren't for Ash Blossom negating the Goblin Biker breakout. We had the play. Druiswarm, no Chainlink block thanks to Ash. Negate, add Max C on top of it. Yep, you can't negate within the same chain. You know, I guess we're going to draw on the Promethean Princess at least. Charger on summon, imperm, negate. What really rubs me the wrong way here is the impermanent Ash on top of the deck being broken. It's completely unnecessary. The future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is more cards like Molcharmy. Your hand trap should be turned off as soon as you have cards in the field. They should be used mostly for going second. Not cool, not cool. Let's keep on going. We're now going first with Goblin Biker. Fua loss in the draw phase. Let's finger that Fua loss away. Negate your Fua. We still have impermanence to have to play through. We have Terror Top and Take Tomborg. Unfortunately, the Take Tomborg in our hand, not in the deck, as we now make a Gabunga. Gabunga on summon is going to add from the deck to our hand. That's going to be an imperm negate. Now, we do have a follow-up with the Doug Charger. Doug Charger, detach material, special summon. On summon, add a Goblin Biker card. We have the Breakout, which could tribute off a monster, tribute off the Gabunga to summon from the deck here. Goblin Biker's Gone Wild, which will then summon from the deck a Clatter Sploder, which is going to reborn the Gabunga, engrave back onto the field as we now go into our Fiendsmith plays. Wow. So if I'm unfamiliar with Goblin Biker, which I am, straight up, and I'm playing against Goblin Biker, would I have impermed the Gabunga? Gabunga on summon is searching for a card. If the Gabunga is not searching for a hard once per turn card, which if you're unfamiliar with the deck, it's going to be difficult to even figure out if they're searching for a hard once per turn. What's a hard once per turn? Like a one of card that people are playing. Not a hard once per turn effect, but a card they play one of. That would be something like Deception Sinful, searching for a hollowed Azamina. That's a great negate because you know they play just one of that card they're searching. They're also tributing a card. I would instead save my imperm for an effect that I'm not familiar with that's trying to summon from the deck. So, you know, they had that one effect that did try to summon from the deck, and that would have been where I would have used my imperm on as I just let them go through their plays. But I will admit if I'm wrong, if the Gabunga goes unnegated and it starts popping off and doing crazy things. Maxi. But I'd have to look at the deck and study it more before deciding if what I'm saying is correct. Ash on summon, grab a Poplar. Poplar triggering to summon itself onto the field. Ash searches for a one of, and Ash has the secondary effect of being able to summon from the deck. This is disgusting. I can't. What the? Was there any compromise even made here? We have negate up to 2 cards on the field, negate 2 monster effects, banish up to 2 cards of the Little Knight from the Masquerena. We have Promethean Princess, which could pop a card in special summon. We have 6 disruption plus a max C we have to deal with. What the? Okay. And this could be 7 disruption if the Desiree is sent to the graveyard. Let's say we Desiree negate a card, then we use Masquerena to link off with the Desiree to then send a card in the field to the grave. So it's 6 to 7 disruption. The 7th disruption is super conditional. So I'll just count this as 6 and we'll be pleasantly surprised. We're gonna Apollo, negate, chain the double emergency teleport, mate. Bro, I can negate both of them. What the? No way! Negate, negate! No! What have we done? We got full value on the Desiree. It normally never has to negate 2 cards on the field. Well, that, you know, that super conditional 7th disruption, it's not even super conditional anymore. It's kind of gonna happen. All right, we negated. So what do we have left? We have Promethean, Little Knight, and then we have the Desiree effect, which is probably going to be relevant. 3 to 4 disruption. 3 to 4. Oh boy. We're going to use the Flameburst, Reborn, the Masquerena. Masquerena kind of wants to use Flameburst for the bigger follow-up and the bigger field we summon off of it. But Desiree disruption may... we already have double Little Knight banish. We Little Knight banish 1, we Desiree send the other. Do we want to do that? I'll be curious to see what we do. Nope, we're not going to even use the Desiree, so we lose that disruption to instead just Little Knight. The Flameburst could have triggered off of Promethean Princess if we wanted to use Desiree for the other form of disruption. We're going to banish away the Lurie, and now what we have left is the secondary banish effect of Little Knight plus the Promethean Princess. One of the biggest counters to this card is Promethean. That's it. It's done. It's gone. They should have at least made this card indestructible by card effect. Come on. Konami, did you even try? Full field of disruption through a Droll and Lockbird. Unbelievable. Good job. Snake Eye, Fiendsmith. Let's go. Vanquish Raisin, we're going to be chaining the Fualos to the Raisin. Searching our deck for our Jiao Long. Raisin activating to reveal the Jiao Long, just to trigger the Jiao Long to summon itself onto the field here. If we get another fire monster in hand, we could double reveal fire to search our deck for anything. So by linking off the Raisin, adding it back to the hand, we can now Jiao Long double reveal fire monsters. With our double reveal, come to us from our deck. Anything we want, we're going to grab the Snow Devil. Pot of Desire. Banishing 10 cards off of the deck. What did we lose? Assessing the damage here. Seems like we're okay. We lost 2 Ash Blossoms. Stake your soul, reveal an earth to summon from the deck a Caesar Valius. We don't care about Fool Loss. Nope. Okay. What is good? We do have the Jiaolong, which is going to be activating to reveal 2 to search our deck for anything, and then maybe we could talk about our disruptions. We've got the Borger. So the Raisin can destroy a column. The Snow Devil can destroy the entire field of monsters. The Super Poly could fuse with 2 bodies. The Caesar Valius can destroy a card in the field. And the Ghost Spell can negate an interaction with the grave. It's about 5 disruption, right? Let's see what's good. 5. Pot of Desire. Now, if you're on the opposing side of the Vanquish Soul player, you have to be careful about that Raisin being summoned in the same column. If you summon your monster in the same column as their monster, they're less likely to summon the Raisin there, but they actually still can by returning it back with the Caesar or the Borger. It's difficult, so it may be just best to summon it in the same column as the Link 1 monster. This will be a slippery monster. She's going to jump off the field. We're good into Taya, which is not a trigger effect. It activates in an open game state, which we allowed them to do. Now, in response to the summon of the token, we're going to summon the Raisin in the same column as the token here. We're going to Ash Blossom, negate the Raisin on summon from searching, but we're now going to use the other effect to destroy the column. Reveal a fire and a dark. Wipe away our own Link monster. As I said, summon into the same column as the Link monster. Jiaolong is triggering here. We have Mo Yi on summon, revealing to summon another token. And now we're going to destroy the entire field. Reveal, earth, fire, dark, all 3. Burn, burn, burn. Wipe the field. We still got plays. We're going to Long Yawn, discard a card, come forth, and summon summoning a token alongside it. Pop the token by revealing 3 different attributes in hand. We really went through almost all of our disruption. We, everything but the Ghost Bell and the Super Poly. We're gonna Caesar again, get pop and take out that Call of the Grave, which the Ghost Bell could just negate. Do we care to even negate? Do we negate? Ghost Bell, mate? Nope. We're chilling, we're fine. The Vanquish Soul continue cannot be used. Target a Vanquish Soul in the graveyard, add it to the hand. We could have chained the continue if we wanted to, we just didn't have to. Lethal damage to the field. Nah. Don't even have to bother. Let's go. Nicely done. What? Send a worm from your deck to the graveyard. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what we do. That's how we get Sword Stolen. We are going to Maxi in response to the Caesar Valley summoning itself onto the field. I do not think so. And notice how we did not negate with Ash. Okay, yeah, I'm Vanquish Soul. Are you good? I wasn't gonna even one-turn kill you. I'm making small plays, mate. You max C, that's fine. You have Imperm. Ooh, we have no plays though. We're gonna non-target pop a card in the field. Oh no. We have Vanquish Soul is gonna slowly grind them out again. Your 2 set cards are gone. I could Imperm you, that's the same of it essentially being destroyed. All right, that does nothing. It does negate the Snow Devil, which I don't think we probably were not gonna even plan on using anyway. Let's 4,200 damage. We have nothing to search with the Mad Max. What was up with that? Rock of the Vanquisher. Let's now add back the Mad Love engraved to our hand, end our turn, and then we burn for game, right? Reveal 2 cards when we win. That's it. Snow Devil deals 1,000 damage up to 1,800. Space Daddy, I'm so sorry. You know, is that regular Sword Soul gameplay or what? Come forth, Nightmare Apprentice is going to activate on summon, searching our deck for an illusion monster. We got the Kodal here. We do have Magna Hut as our only form of potential disruption. Set up our back row here, randomly deleting the fusion deployment. Let's talk about our disruption. We have Book of Eclipse, flip the whole field face down. We have Ash to gain interaction with the deck. We have Banish with the Little Knight. We have the Chimera Fusion to pop multiple cards on the field. That's at least 4 forms of disruption. and we don't have Sword Knight anymore, but I guess we could summon the Sword Knight with the Baphomet, right? Baphomet or Chimera. This is going to target a banished Sword Knight, which could then negate a monster on field, so that will be 5 forms of disruption. About 5. Branded opening in the main phase. We're going to chain Baphomet, summon the Sword Knight to be ready to negate a monster effect on the field. Summon the Quem. On summon, send from the deck a Branded Fusion. Sword Knight did not negate. Retribution, add back the Branded Fusion, which we do have Ash Blossom for. Activate, negate. Negating the effect, not the activation, thus we can't add it back with Kit to then activate it again. We have Branded in white, which we're going to use the Little Knight to banish away the Quem. Manish. Brand white must include a dragon monster as part of its fusion summon. It can only use the grave if there's an Albaz in grave, which there isn't. So we're going into a Moo Dragon. That completely screwed us up. All you had to do on the activation of the white is look at the grave for an Albaz. There's no Albaz, so they're going to use the hand or field and just banish. All right, good job. So I guess why not banish the dragon since it requires a dragon? Well, we didn't want the fusion to fizzle. We want to just banish away the Quem and then they're forced to fuse with their hand, or the fusion would just naturally fizzle. All right, what is good? We're going to Lubellion, search our deck for a Serenir. Of course, we're going to save the Ash Blossom for the Branded Fusion as we summon a Cartesia from the deck. Quem on summons, get an Albaz in graveyard, and just like that, we could use the Quem to reborn the Albaz to fuse with the opponent's field. That's a form of disruption. We have the Retribution, which, after we Albaz, we can maybe use it to negate a summon. We then have, off of that, it's not that many disruptions, pretty much 2. The Ash on Branded Fusion was devastating. Book of Eclipse, how do we reborn the Albaz if our Quem's now face down? That is something. I guess we'll take away that disruption. And then how do we bring a Retribution if we can't use Albaz? I guess we take away that form of disruption. This is a big problem for Branded. Now, the upside is, if we make it to the end phase, we draw 3 cards if all 3 bodies are still on the field. So the pressure is on Abomod to at least wipe out the entire field. If not, maybe just win the entire duel. We're going to be chaining the Requiem to the Serenir, banishing the Engraver, activating Engrave, trying to summon itself onto the field here as we summon a new Engraver from the deck. But the hard once per turn effect of reborning itself from the grave has already been used. Regained, return back Engraver, draw into a Droplet. We have Sword Knight, summoning it from the deck, a Gazelle to search our deck for our Chimera Fusion. With that, let's get fusing with just our field, so we're not going for a Guardian Chimera play, into a Baphomet. Baphomet on summon will send from the deck. Gazelle, when sent to the grave for a fusion summon, will search our deck for an illusion, which could be a Nightmare Apprentice, which could then search for another illusion. There you go. Nightmare Apprentice on summon searches. Gazelle when sent searches. We have Chimera Fusion being added back from the grave to our hand. We have Necrom and Grave summoning a Light Fiend from the deck. And with that Light Fiend, we can go into sequence. So the Dusted Gold is not for just summoning a Requiem. It also summons a sequence. We're going to be returning an Ash Blossom to summon a Duke of Demise. Duke of Demise allows an additional normal summon if we want. We're going to summon a Nightmare Apprentice, discarding our Chimera Fusion, searching for a Kodal. Kodal's going to be searching for a Sword Knight, and then Duke of Demise, activate to additional summon. We're going to wait on that as we first go into a Little Knight. Little Knight on summon, banish away the Grand Grenol, so that's 1 less draw during the end phase. Duke of Demise is going to be attributed for the Baphomet because of the additional summon. Baphomet's going to be searching for 2 cards. Now, when you Baphomet, for the rest of the turn, you're locked into fusion monsters only that you could summon from the extra deck. No more extra deck. Goodbye to the Quem. They're still going to flip up the Lubellion and draw a card. Damn, I don't know. That's not looking good for Abomod. That's the best we could do after the Book of Eclipse. Lubellion setting up the Branded Lost. Albion's going to be sending our 2nd copy of Retribution to add back the Branded Fusion. They do have Ash Blossom to stop it, though. Again, another Ash, back-to-back Ash. And we have no way to stop the Ash, as we randomly draw into an Aluber. We do have an open normal summon here. Negate, again, I'll tell you this, we don't need this. Completely extra. This was a win more activation. Eat their ash before just winning the duel. Special summon Cartesia. We're going to Baphomet summon a banished Duke of Demise. We're going to chain Brandon Red, targeting the Albaz to add back to the hand to then get fusion summoning. We'll be banishing every material we use for the fusion summon. Going for that Guardian Chimera. We're going to pop 2 cards on the field and draw 1 card. Ash Blossom's a good way to stop this if you have it, but then if you chain link block it with the regain, you now then cannot ash it. And also, someone's probably thinking, DK, they can't respond because of Branded Lost. It's not true. They can respond because we chain link 2'd. We are going to Little Knight, banish itself, plus the Cartesia. Cartesia is going to chain Fusion Summon. Again, we're not going to get the protection of Branded Lost. We're going to add our own Chimera Fusion on top of all these chains. Chain link 6. Use just 2 cards, 1 from our hand, 1 from the field for our Chimera Phantom Beast, which I guess turns on the Sword Knight Engrave, yeah? If your monster activates on summon. Now, here's the issue though. Branded Lost states that the activations that fuse cannot be negated. But does Sword Knight negate the activation or the effect of the monster effect? Monster activates on field, banish this card, negate that effect. So it will, through the protection of Lost, still be able to negate the Albion if it's not chainlink blocked. Or if we use Mercurier to negate the sword. Is that what's going to happen? Pop 2. Well, now we can't even. we can't. Well, we do need to have a Chimera Fusion to even activate the Engrave sword. So that's another way to deal with the Sword Knight. And then they would be chainlink blocking it themselves unless they chose to not activate all of those card effects. Baphomet Reborn, our Nightmare Apprentice, banished in the grave with the effect of the Albion. Now, the Albion could still declare an attack. It's not like the Lubellian Fusion Dragon. We're going to send Rinbrum, non-target monster, banish. Everybody on this field can attack. Now, the Guardian Chimera could not attack directly, so... What? Hold up! Where does it say that? Neither monster can be destroyed by that battle. I have to admit, recently, I was clapping a Chimera player so hard. I still won the duel, but I wiped every other card in the field and I left their Sword Knight on the field and then I went for game and same effect. Neither monster could be destroyed by that battle. Oops. So let's droplet, negate that effect. We still have lethal. Or do we? Chimera is going to be reborning. The indestructible by battle monster attempting to be reborn. Mercurier negate. Let's go to game 3. Oh boy. Oh boy, that comes in hot. It just randomly, some illusion monsters have that effect. Codal searching. We have no hand traps whatsoever. Let's speed this up. Woo! What the Super Poly? Our main board breaker just got deleted. That is devastating. What the hell is that? So let's talk about this real quick. We have Chimera Fusion to pop multiple cards, Ash negate interaction with the deck, mostly the branded fusion. We have Little Knight Chain Banish, and what is this? Your opponent must set cards before they couldn't even activate Super Poly unless they dealt with the Sin Keeper anyway. So I guess they deleted a dead card. Now, if you have to set a card before activating, that turns off Brandon Red is dead now, can't be used. And if we set Gold Sark, that will trigger her other effect. If a card becomes set, we could choose to target that set card and destroy it, plus another card we control. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 disruption, plus we have Sword Knight, negate a monster effect activating on field. About 5 forms of disruption. We also have the Codal protection. Look at that bait, mate. What did we set first? We set Retribution to trick them. No, I'm not falling for that. And then we set the Gold Sark to then activate. Banish the Tragedy into Alibur. We have to set Branded Fusion. But if we search Branded Fusion and we set it right away, isn't it obvious? But isn't it obviously not Branded Fusion because we would set another card knowing that she's going to pop the Branded Fusion? The mind games. What do we do here? We're going to banish the Halibur. I mean, we already have an Ash for it, but what if we didn't have an Ash for it? I think we maybe just Guardian Chimera, right? We set you. That didn't work. I set you. Okay, one of them's got to be a branded fusion. And here's the funny part. If it's not branded fusion, then the other one definitely is, even though it isn't. And what are we going to do with the other one? We're going to make a Guardian Chimera to pop the other ones, right? That's what I'm thinking. No, we didn't. We didn't. Oh, we got Ash anyway. If we didn't have Ash, we would have went for the Guardian Chimera. Damn. And we did pop the wrong one. The Brandon White will be a good card here if we had other plays. Damn. The mind games with Sin Keeper having to set before activate. That was pretty funny. We set white. Nope, not using it. I set red. Okay, now we're popping. And then we still had Branded Fusion. That is so funny. All right, let's hop in another match. Lurie is here. Lurie into Requiem. What do we have? We do have Imperm. You save your Imperm for the sequence. So we're going to summon the Engraver. Requiem's going to equip onto it. I mean, this is not full Fiendsmith combo until we get Lacrima. So by saving the Imperm, we just don't have to use it on anything. That's fine. What do we have here? We do have Woes of the White Forest, which people were saying incorrectly in my last video that they could go into a Diabell. How? Because that's not how it's going to work. Diabell is a tuner plus non-tuner. None of the level 2s are tuners. So again, Engraver plus the Woes is no good. We have Imperm, Ash, and Valor. Let's see what's good. Our own Engraver, engraving into a Tract. Tract is going to be searching our deck for a Lurie. Ash Blossom negates, which now turns on our Triple Tactics talent to maybe strip away your Effect Valor, yes? I think that's going to be the play. No, we're going for a draw too when we already had a Diablo Star into Original Sinful. Okay, we are going to Imperm negate that Airlifter. No search for the emergency for you. Playing through more hand traps here. Let's now summon a Diablo Star, which are we going to hit them with Valor? Nope, we're allowing them to go through with it. By not using Valor on the Diablo Star, we could save it for the sequence instead. We're not going to be able to even use Valor onto the Hydrant because it's going to be untargetable if we keep Lifter on the field. Now, we want to make an efficient Original Sinful play, so we equip the Requiem to then send the Requiem. Please don't try to Valor. Don't do it. Okay, we're good. We Valor the Turbulence. But how do we Valor Turbulence if we make a Little Knight? Are we going to make a Little Knight? We're going to Phoenix on someone, discard. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. Yep, we're out. Scoop it up. Woes is not disruption. Valor is not going to be enough to deal with the sequence and the impending Mad Lab that's coming right after that. Let's keep on going into game number 2. Rusia could draw a card by... We have the normal summon Rusia? Oh, geez. We could send Requiem to draw. And then what could we draw into? Maybe just YOLO draw into an LZ? Right? That'd be really good. Let's talk about our disruptions. On top of that, a Max C. What's good here is we have triple monster negate with the Apollo USA, negate anything with Sylvia, negate anything with the Baron de Fleur. We could flip the entire opposing field face down with the Diabell. We could Sinful Spoil spell, summon a Guardian Chimera. I know there's no monster in the hand right now, but the Max C will draw into a monster, likely. So that's 7 disruption. Plus a Call by the Grave, which I'm not going to count as a form of, maybe I should against Rescue Ace, actually. I'll just say we have 7 disruption. Plus a Called By. Reinforce our hand with the Airlifter. Airlifter is going to be chained to with Apollo. We could chain Airlifter to summon a body from our hand. Come forth Preventer, or I could finger you. Yeah, all right. Or I could dodge the finger by pulling myself out of the grave. Or I could negate you trying to dodge my finger. You will get fingered. Negate. To not add back Lifter to dodge the finger. Finger the Airlifter. And Preventer is now stuck in hand. but it could banish the alert to summon. So that's the dual benefit of getting the alert in grave. We're gonna bonfire, search our deck for a Poplar. Our normal summon has already been used up. Poplar will trigger. We're of course going to Apollo negate. We are now gonna be able to use triple tactics talent to go even with the Baron to floor. And remember, we're under max C. Draw a card, right? Negate the activation of Preventer to summon. So no more negates on Apollo. We could still flip the field face down with Diablo. We could still negate with Baron to floor. We have not been able to special summon. How do we activate Original Sinful? We can't. We need a face-up card to send. All right, we didn't get that far to even special summon a single time. Let's go to game 3. Are you ready? We are going second with just an Ash Blossom. Lifter is full combo. Hydrant is not. What you could do is Lifter, field spell, additional summon the Hydrant, and that would be a good play, right? So if we try to negate the Lifter from doing that, I would say it's better to negate Emergency instead of Lifter. And when you see that they're not going into Emergency, then change your mind to possibly negate the Hydrant. It's like a last resort negate. It's not a great one. The great one is on Emergency, but you know what's coming right after. If the search immediately is resulting in a form of disruption, that's when you also have to think about using your Ash. And they're going to follow up with Original Sinful, yes, into Bonfire. Well, okay. Yep, there you go. Negate the Airlifter right away. Got him. But then we Original Sinful, send to come forth and summon. And I think that this would have been the better negates. Either negate Emergency or Hydrant, but we see that they have enough follow-up where, because the Original Sinful is messing us up anyway, it didn't really matter too much. All right, come forth into Turbulence. Setting up to 4 cards in the back row. 4 cards in the back row turns into 3 forms of disruption. Let's talk about it. We have the ability to destroy a monster, negate a monster, flip a monster face down, negate a monster with impermanence, or disruption. All right, can we play through 4? White Force cards are known for wanting a spell or trap in the hand, if not on the field, to activate their effect. So to accomplish that, now is an opportunity before we pay the cost of LZ to maybe just get this off the field so they do not use Requiem. I mean, we are the ones that see the hand, so it would be quite wild if we did do that. Nope, we didn't do it. Desperate play, desperate measure. We're gonna chain Emergency. LZ's a big effect. It's a summon and a search. We plus a body and search a body. Our hand still sucks though. Oh my Jesus. Azamina could go into a fusion summon, can activate diffuse. We're gonna go into a sequence. We're going to get negated very likely. Imperm negate, just like that, mate. It looks like we lost our way to go into a Preventer, so we only have 2 disruptions left. So what was 4 disruption now went to 3, and then no way to go into Preventer, so we're at 2. We have Contain to contain the LZ. Now, you may be wondering, why did we lose a form of disruption? Like, why did they choose to do that? For good reason. The Extinguish is now more powerful with a Hydrant on field, ensuring that the monster with the same name cannot be activated for the rest of the turn. And the LZ, she's stuck on the field. If you contain her while you have a Hydrant, it gains the additional effect of not only negating her, but now she can't be used for a fusion, she can't be used for a Link summon. She's stuck on the field. Swing in, get rid of the Link Kuribo. We tried to equip, but we are negated. We end on nothing. We have absolutely nothing. Now, Turbulence cannot reset from the graveyard, but we could just get the way to get it back, right? Or we could just pop up. We have Promethean Princess. Did we already use the effect of the Airlifter? Airlifter could search for the field spell. Field spell is going to return the cards back, draw a card, reset them. It's over from here, but we should just be lethaling. Go for lethal damage. Do not extend this game more than it needs to be. Set. Let's go into the Raging Phoenix. Did you miss Zealantis? Who missed this card? It's back. Let's go. The card that was super cool to lethal with a year ago, then we all got sick of it, and then it stopped happening, and now it's happening again. Set. Trigger our Promethean Princess. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Lethal damage. Co-link with the Zealantis. Pop 2 cards during the battle phase. Trigger the Raging Phoenix. Or how much damage we have? 11,000 damage. Plus Hydrant, why not? Wipe the field. 11k to the face. Game 3 going to Moonveil. Nicely done. Thank you to both players. We back to 2024. Well, we bricked, but we got food loss in the standby phase. Nope. All right, let's go into Requiem. We could chain food loss to that activating. We're going to Ash negate the bonfire. This is where I'm like, they're not ashing my Requiem. They must have something else, but they didn't food loss my standby phase. There you go. Get food lossing. Now, Thrust can search for a triple tactics talent, but we have to set it. So you don't want to do that. There has to be a body on the field to add it to the hand. So it's not that big of a deal. You have Imperm for the sequence, or I don't know, do we let the sequence go through? Because it's turn 2 and we're going to get lethal, I think we're just going to be negating the Snake Eye Ash anyway and add a Maxi to it. Please stop. I just want to survive to the next turn. Do not one turn kill me. Snake Eye Fiendsmith, 60 card deck. Their extra deck looks like a normal Snake Eye Fiendsmith deck. Interesting. Let's set into the back row. Black Goat Laughs. On the field, if you activate it, you declare a monster, and that monster cannot be special summoned. Dominus Impulse, we have the Ponix, grabbing the Fire King Sanctuary. With the Sanctuary, we're going to set up the field spell. Field spell is going to pop Garunix, search our deck for the Garunix, which we now chain the Black Goat Laughs. That's it. That monster cannot be special summoned, except from the graveyard. So if you had a way to get it into the grave, you could reborn it with the Promethean, and then it would trigger on summon. Garunix being destroyed, reborning, wipe the entire field. We do have Call by the Grave, 2-finger. They're Engrave Engraver. We have Garunix, pop from the deck Arvata, reborn the Ponix. Ponix is negated, so you don't want to activate that. Engraver searching for Tract. We do have Impulse. When do we Impulse? So we're going to finger the Engraver first and then hold Impulse for a better play. Now, what's incredible about Impulse is when we have a Trap Engrave. So it will negate and destroy the card. We do get to add a card. Uh-oh, evenly match. Banishing everything but one card. Garunix is generally a one-of, so you want to keep that on the field. If it's banished to face down, you are screwed. Hydrant. Impulse can negate and destroy Turbulence. But then they could reborn Turbulence with Promethean? Oh, shoot. Right? If they were to even... they could Hida, steal a fire, then go into Promethean and reborn if you try to destroy. Moon of the Closed Heaven. Preventer activating the summon. We're going to further go into sequence. We could just Impulse destroy this. Yup. Negate. And don't keep that Link 2 on the field. Destroy it. Negate and destroy. Now, Light, Earth, and Wind cannot be activated for the rest of the duel. Do we have any Light, Earth, Wind in the extra deck? Apollo USA cannot be used. You can still summon it, you just can't activate it. Max C cannot be activated, so let's just summon it. What else? Light, Wind, Earth. That's it for the extra deck. What the heck was that? It was summoned, and then we Black Goat Laughs, and then you can't activate it, and now you can't go into Promethean Princess, so okay. We end with Hida on field. Good use of the Black Goat Laughing. Fiendsmith Tract. Yusuf, I thought you were going to win this duel. What the heck happened? Holy moly. After such an immense impulse play, the Hida getting clapped by the Black Goat Laughs. Black Goat Laughs stopped you from summoning Garunix with Hut, which made you end your turn early, and then it stopped you from going into Promethean. And now you're getting wham bam thank you ma'am'd. Wow. And that is a combo anyone could play. You could put Thrust in your deck. If you are going to complain to me about how prevalent Fool loss and max C is, and it happens to you every single game, play Thrust. Set a D barrier for your deck if you get max seed. Set a Blackout Lash in the deck if you get max seed. Set whatever trap you want if you get Fool lost. All right, let's see what is good. Remember, we bricked game 1. Let's go. 1-4-1 into 0 hand traps. But you are playing a 60-card deck. And this is the other part of your deck. Wait, Rescue Ace was another duel. Is this the first time we're seeing Rescue Ace cards? This was not in game 1. Interesting. All right, what is this? Arvanta. Negate anything by destroying another fire. We need another fire on the field first. We have Masquerina. Double Banish. Little Knight, Little Knight. We have Apollo USA. Triple Monster Negates. We're at 6 disruptions so far. We have Impermanence. Negate a monster. And then in Grave, we have Promethean Princess. And so we're at 8 disruption. 8. We have Garunix and Akirin. So we have 9 disruptions. 9. Okay. There we go. Arvata is good. Oh, we faked an evenly matched. We did have one for game 1. We tried to trick Masquerina from going into a Little Knight early to lose a disruption. Didn't work. Apollo, negate. Normal that Poplar. Arvata is going to negate by destroying our Ponix. Get negated. Negates the activation, could be using the damage step. Garunix is triggering to pop Kirin. Kirin Reborn, pop the Poplar, and now we're at 6 disruption. Now we're at 7 because the Sanctuary could go into the rank 8 Xyz to wipe the fields. Super conditional. That's likely not going to happen. Hydrant, negated by Apollo. Hey, Shadow, 6 more. You're almost there. Come on. You could do it. Just grind through 6 more. Airlifter into Linkuriboh. Chat, what do you think? He's got it. 6 more disruption. Preventer, banish. Come forth. Apollo, 5 more. Home stretch. Airlifter chain summon the preventer from hand. There you go. Negate the summon, but still got it summoned. We're doing pretty good against all this disruption. And then Little Knight, we got 4 more. Then we go into Engraver, right? There you go. We got this. No, we don't got this. Engraver gets searched. Only 4 more. Okay, 3 more. 3 more. Imperm. And then the Hayang, full field wipe, and Promethean Princess. Field wipe, Princess Pop, and Monster Negate with Imperm. Can we do it? Lurie is here. Full field wipe is coming. Hayang of the Fire Kings. Wipe the fields. 2 more. 2 more. Come on, Shadow. 2 more. Promethean and Imperm. We're not done. We've only just begun. We're gonna summon Engraver. How did we grind through this much disruption? Promethean Princess. No! We are in engine disruption. We went through every single one. All that was left was an impermanence, which is cheating, right? And good job on Yusuf for not cheating by using that. Only used engine versus engine, in engine, the core of their deck. And we went through every single form of disruption. That was nice to see. That was good. What really sucks is when we have that many forms of disruption and the opponent has no way to play through them. All we needed was 1 more play. Fool lost in the draw phase. Unicorn is here. Valor negate, both of its effects mate. You now cannot look at my extra deck. Now, talking about looking at the extra deck here, we got double Promethean in case you do want to take a gander at my extra deck. Poplar into the original Sinful. You do have Impulse with no Trap and Grave. Ooh, now we got Imperm. So we would want to Imperm first, ideally, and then Impulse, negate, and destroy. Now, you could hold the Impulse for next turn to negate the Masquerina and destroy it if you want to. Negate the Hydrant Mate. As we now alert, add from the deck our Preventer. We could Impulse, negate, and destroy Preventer. We did not. End the turn. By holding the Impulse for Masquerina, that seemingly is the way. We do have Contact to negate a monster. We do have Preventer to flip a monster face down. We have Masquerina for double Little Knight. So 4 forms of disruption. Can we play through it? Bonfire into the Ash. Ash on summon will likely get contained. We have no Kirin to dodge the contain. Now the Ash cannot be used for a Link summon. Stuck there. We're going to discard Garunix, come forth into Diablo Star. Set up into the back row our Original Sinful. Preventor's going to flip the Ash face down. As we now use Impulse on Masquerina. Negate and destroy the Masquerina. Very nice. And this is the benefit of not playing Fiendsmith, where you get to play the Impulse instead. D-Shifter, limited to 1. And it's in your opening hand? You gotta be kidding me. Let's go. D-Shift against Purrely. Ooh. I'm liking this matchup. I like this a lot. I don't like the D-Shifter. I didn't want that. That's not cool. Let's get Purrely and come forth and summon Purrely, which can reveal from the hand to then turn itself into an Xyz. Unfortunately, the Lily, which targets a Purrely card in the graveyard, is not going to be usable. That's where D-Shifter really does mess it up. You do have Beauty, which is a monster negate. That is great. Chain directly to this. You could try to chain link block it. Not today. And with our monster negate, we also have Ash. We have the Lily, which is not going to be usable here. But I guess it could still be using the Purrely Leap, right? Oh, no, that Purrely Leap is only with an Xyz. So Beauty is going to be able to negate. Ash is going to negate interaction with the deck. Now, what is a good Ash negate against Ritual Beast? You could try to negate the Nemesis flag from searching for the Protoss. Unless you're feeling spicy, you want to negate Banshee possibly. Another good negate with Ash against Ritual Beast, I would say, is Tamer Laura being banished, activating to summon from the deck. Do I think negating the effects of the Cannahawk searching is good? No. I think that's bait. There's also a Ritual Beast card that you reveal Ritual Beast and then search. I think that's also bait. They're not good negates. So the effect that summons from the deck, which I've been telling you all against generally most decks, an effect that summons from the deck is generally a good negate. Now, you have to know in context the rest of the deck, but I think that's where you'd want to be using Ash here. Laura's going to allow an additional summon, and she's going to be triggering right now. I think it's a good Ash. There you go. Great Ash. Negate. Now, this is why you want to Cannahawk effects first to trick them into negating that card. Now, Cannahawk is going to dodge the negate of Beauty. You tried to target it, you tried to negate it, it jumped off the field. I don't think so. Come back onto the field, 2 of our banished cards here. And now we're going to Purrely leap into the X Purrely Nor. X Purrely Nor is going to be able to detach 2 materials to then spin you back into the deck you go. We got Steeds, and we have Skill Drain. Steeds will be able to non-target pop 1 monster on the field. Only monster, not back row, so we can't pop this. This would have been a good pop if we could. Did we think we could? No way, right? We're going to spin back the Skill Drain. I'm going to negate you from spinning back the Skill Drain. Skill Drain will stay. Ain't no way. We're now under Skill Drain. Take out that Nor. Let's reveal. We're no longer under the effect of D-Shifter. Our cards can now go to the graveyard, but we're now negated. So what do we do about that? What are our outs? Well, looks like we could Little Knight. Nope, we're not Little Knighting. Oh, no, you can't Little Knight, of course. What? Wait, what can we do? Zeus? But how do you use Zeus? How do we activate Zeus, then chain, get it off the fields? What's the outs? Got 4 Mat Zeus. Okay. It's a big body, though. This is a good summon. This is a good play. I don't know what our game plan is beyond this, though. Do we have any way to flip Zeus? If we play Book of Eclipse, then maybe. I don't think we play Book of Eclipse, though. Can we just ban this card? Come on, Konami. What the heck is this? Let's speed this up. I gotta put on clown music or something. Where it was like Benny Hill? Jesus. Oh, gosh. Turn 45. Turn 50 in Duel Links, the game ends automatically. Just automatic draw. Wait! What was that? What just happened? No way! When a monster on either player's monster activates, he Zeused, then chained Ogre, which you could have chain link blocked. If they activate Zeus, you could have chained Max C. And then they'd have to activate Zeus again, then you could chain the Azure Rune. Then they have to activate Zeus again, they can't activate again, right? I don't think we had enough room to Azure Rune. What the? The whole field got wiped. In the battle phase, though. Uh-oh. Are we setting up in a... What if you deck out? You have 12 cards left. Should we have even... Okay, we're gonna ash that. Nope. Negate the Maxi. I want you to learn the Chainlink block against Spirit Dragon, the level 9 Synchro. If you ever pop their True Light and it's about to activate in Graveyard, just Chainlink block it with anything so they can't negate its effect to wipe out their own field. It's the same idea with Zeus and Ogre against Skill Drain. Look at the hand. Return a card back. Oh my jeez, it's happening. Plump getting super plump here. I think Shield Slayer actually now wins. No way. Shield Slayer's gonna win this. A 6 material X Purrely Nor unaffected by all activate effects. You can't imperm it. Protos? I'm unaffected. Okay, I don't care. And what do? We have to end this duel. Purrely got 3 cards left. Lily is going to attempt to go into a happy memory play. Imperm, negate. I think we're gonna run out of juice. Can we really win on a 2900 attack X Purrely Nor? We're gonna send to suck up the Protoss. We're now getting bigger. No way! We scooped! What the? How did Purrely win this? The unwinnable duel. Zeus into Ogre to counter Skill Drain. We have Tamer Laura performing an additional summon to the Rapangu, also normal summoning our Tamer Laura. We are now going into Ulti Canna Hawk, and then we're going to jump off. So I think it's good that we did not ash that. It is not a good ash. I do not agree with ashing it. I would much prefer to ash a Tamer Laura that's banished. Canna Hawk, and notice how the Tamer Laura, I want you to understand this, that the Tamer Laura was banished. We did not activate to summon a monster from the deck because we don't want it ashed. We want to first trick the opponent by using another effect that they could ash, and you all will be ashing it by mistake by not knowing, and purposely this is how Ritual Beast players are sequencing their plays. Not that you need help to beat them, but this deck is constantly on the highest win rate on the top cards page of our website, which is the official in-game analytics of the highest rank of Master Duel, and it's because you all are ashing Canna Hawk. Let's be real, I think that's the reason why. My friend Purrely, we are set in that you maxi me, I maxi you, but I have ash for your maxi. I don't think so. Negate. Now we got Steeds. Steeds will non-target pop up to 2 cards on the field. So get ready for the poppage. You could wait for the activation of them turning into an Xyz to then pop them. So it would be now, if you wanted to. If you wanted to stop this. We got the E Purrely Nor. We have Purrely, YOLO among the top 3 cards of our deck. No good, no good. And that is good. Come to me, happy memory. Here's the, I guess it's not a problem. We want to Xyz, you're gonna pop it, but then the happy memory can make it unpoppable, but then we have nothing to Xyz into. We could chain the E Purrely Nor to the happy memory. Ooh. Weren't we supposed to chain happy memory, make E Purrely Nor protected, and then chain E Purrely Nor to the happy memory, set the trap from the deck? Right? Kid Art, what do you think about that? I think that was the play. Trigger the happy, my friend, to add back 1. We're gonna look at the opponent's hand, spin back. We have regular Purrely, get revealing, come to, I mean, it is turn 2. To be fair, turn 1, you know, we get to get swinging now, we get searching. All right, I guess this works out. Worked out fine. Instead of set the trap protecting the E Purrely Nor, let's get swinging and let's get searching. We have multiple attacks on the monsters only. But if we make the monster indestructible by battle, then we could perform up to 4 searches. Which it looks like that's gonna be the case. Yes, sirree. Let's search for 4 freaking times. Keep on swinging. Suck it up. Again, 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 again. Did we skip out on some searches? All right, let's Xyz this up. Happy memories at 3. We only searched for 1. I guess we skipped out on the other happy memories. And we are just spinning away their graveyard. Because what they need in grave is 2 ritual beasts to summon this. This is going to be banishing cards from the field or graveyard. It does not include your hand. Droll and Lockbird with no way to summon our fusion monster. Veiler off the top of the deck. My friend Purrely on the resolution of you adding. We're going to Droll and Lockbird you. Droll him. Do I even care? Purrely Leap is going to be leaping our Purrely's in grave. Back into the deck we go. We have 1 spin left on the X Purrely Nor. Set it up. Let's go, let's go. Skill tree, no, no. Let's just spin it back. Get it out of here. All right, thankfully we dodged that. Purrely Sleepy into a Lily searching for the Purrely Street. I got skill drain PTSD now. With the Street, our special summon Purrelys will be untargetable. We're going to Xyz using a Purrely card in the graveyard. We're going to suck up to 2 cards from either player's graveyard. We need 1 more card to then turn ourselves into a bigger Purrely. And we'll be able to suck that up and now do it. Do we play the Happiness? Not the big Happiness, we don't, but we could just summon another X Purrely Nor if we want to. Come forth and summon regular Purrely. I got to pick up Purrely again. I think so. This was one of my favorite decks. 2900, not enough for lethal. That is okay. I mean, this is going to be unstoppable. It's going to draw 3 cards during the standby phase. Quite nutty. Little Knight, banish away the Rapangu. They have a Tamer Laura still engraved. We could spin it back if we want to. Yep, draw 3. This is one of the best decks to draw into Max C. Watch this, right? Max C, 1. All right, 2. Max C, 3. Nope. Oh, we got Nibiru and Ash. Set the card. I think we got bamboozled here. We should have known that they were going to be doing that. They needed a monster on field, whether it's face up or face down, to contact fuse. So on the set, spinning the Laura back in the deck or the set card. But does it really matter? Does it? Ash, negate, the Laura mate. What can we do with just the Nachu? That's it. Nochi Dragon by itself. Goodbye to Little Knight, sure. All right. We're going to, and guess what? The draw 3 is every single turn. Every turn. Gonna jump off. I could spin that back if we want to. And worth in the end phase also. This is nothing. Just a body in the field. Yep. Let's not detach our sleepies. Let's This is okay. This is during the standby phase. That is. I think I incorrectly said. I was thinking incorrectly that it's broken. It's only during the opponent's every standby phase of the opponent's turn is when we're gonna be drawing 3. I misremembered how broken this was. Let's go into the beauty. With the beauty, we can get sucking. Yes. Yup. Yoink. With the beauty card, and just like that, for game. Good job, Kid Art, with the 2-0 victory. Epic play around that skill drain. Insane. Loved it. Everyone loved it. That was crazy good. Let's keep on going. All right, let's see what happens. Begin. Literally any of the fusions? I don't think about any. No. Not a polymerization. They could reset polymerization. We have Ferris. I think this is an impulse. I think it is. They used up a normal summon. They're gonna summon a vine from the deck if this hits the fields. Yeah. What did I say? What did I say? Negate. Can't finger the impulse. And then they follow up a Fusion Destiny, and then it's like, oh, shite. we lose anyway. Cool. Good impulse, but then they have Fusion Destiny, which is a 3-of. This is so sacky. This card is crazy. I would say it's a massive benefit to heroes if you're playing the deck. Being able to brute force with Fusion Destiny through any hand trap that disrupts your other plays, that's so good. Let's speed this up. Malicious, banish, summon, tribute, search for plasma. Plasma. I guess right now we don't really know what we're playing against. Plasma can negate the Ariana from searching. That is something. Got Butler. Butler could use the trap trick right away. Ooh, our Butler getting fingered. That is massive. That sucks big time. Can't use trap trick to then set another trap, then activate that card the same turn it was set. Ariana's negated. We're just setting everything. Okay, that's fine. Double trap trick. One of them gets popped. Ooh, impulse negate the DPE from reborning back during the next turn. Yep, that's a good one. That's a good one. Got him. Now, trap trick. We got to deal with the plasma negating our field. Sucking up. Oh my goodness, sucking up face down cards. That is so funny. What if we're playing the same sleeves and then that card's face down? What, mate? Trap trick is, the equation cannon. Banish a fusion and 2 Xyz monsters of the same rank from your extra deck whose combined level and ranks equal the total number of cards in both players' hands and on the field. Then you can apply the effect of return 2 of your banished monsters to the extra deck, 1 Xyz, 1 fusion, not 2 Xyz's, whose combined level and rank equal the level or rank of 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Then banish all cards they control. The entire field gets banished. All right, we're changing the equation here. If you link, the equation changes. Reborn, now we got it, yep. I guess we didn't have the equation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, be like a 3 and a 2 and a 2. Then you need like a 5 on the field. A 4, a 7. 7's an awkward number to deal with, right? 3, 2, 2. What else besides that? Damn. All right. 1, 3, 3. Then that's a 4. Yeah. The math did not check out. Let's keep on going. Set 4. Equation cannon. All right. Right away into the Fusion Destiny. Playing under Max C. This is a problem. Come forth, using a card from the hand into DPE. Draw a card here. We're going to set our Darkland Amorphs because we want to be ready with the DPE to pop it in response to something. Let's Reborn Denier. Holy moly, we're taking full Maxi challenge. Equation Cannon, Chain, DPE, Chain, Impermanence, Chain Mass Change. Yes! Mass change, chain onto the DPE. What is the new equation? You're off the field for a new one? Wait. Any card sent to the graveyard's banished instead? And then this is going to, oh wait, this doesn't even matter. You're just banishing them and then you're returning. So this doesn't even affect it. This is the equation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, that's a 5, a 4, and a 4. 8 plus 5. And then you need a 5 plus a 4, a level 9. What? What? The field didn't banish. All right, Solemn Strike. Negate. Vian on summon, send from the deck a miss. Search our deck for a Liquid Soldier. Come to us, Polymerization. We got the Butler, though. Butler is going to be making its plays. Butler into Daruma. I mean, the Max C is devastating. We have to... What the heck is this? Stacking your deck now, huh? Okay. Malicious Banish, come forth. Summon from the deck. It's all just to get Daruma. It doesn't even matter. Just Daruma is going to flip the field. That's it. We can't win under Max C. And do we fault heroes for trying? I don't think so. We got to try. That Daruma is activatable. Full field flip. And we may as well just keep on going, right? What can we do? Come forth, Lady. Now, Lady will be chainable to the Daruma to set another trap from the deck, which is going to just be overkill. We don't even need it. Yep. Full field flip and a free trap from the deck. Droplet is going to negate, but that does not matter whatsoever. Nope. It slows them down a little bit, but I mean, we're up this much in advantage. It's over. Just go to game 3, pretty much. Let's see what's good. Another Max C. Ariana is here on Summon, searching for the Coup Clock, which will make one of our newly set cards activate at the turn they're set. Activate the Labyrinth, chain the Lady, set a Dominus Impulse, summon a lovely Labyrinth, recycle Imperm from Engrave, and we're just going to end our turn. We don't want to swing into the DPE. DPE is here. We want the Impulse to be usable on it. We're going to Daruma again. Flip the whole field face down. Lady had no room to set another trap from the deck, as the trap trick during the end phase is going to be grabbing ourselves a big welcome Labyrinth. Impulse does not negate in the damage step, so we cannot destroy it by battle. We have to destroy it by card effect, and then we can Impulse it if that's even that much of a problem. Ariana's going to trigger, Lovely's going to trigger. Lovely can pop the DPE. Pop it up. Draw a card. Very nice. Set back onto the field. Activate. Impulse it, mates. Outside the damage step. Perfect. Favorite contact. You negated my DPE instead of my favorite contact, which will pop, I think, what, 2 cards on the field here? 2 cards to get popping. Or, no, we didn't have Elemental Hero Neos, so yeah. All that cooking and no Neos. We didn't search it with a Devicer, unfortunately. Chaos Angel on Summon Banish. We are affected by monster effects. Banish away that Dark Ruler no more. Say goodbye to the Sunrise and take out the Malicious. Give another Impulse, and the Impulse, when negating, will be destroying. Impulse has turned off has not turned off Max C. Max C still activatable until we Impulse from the hand. Goes in match and rivalry. Are you freaking kidding me? We have Impulse onto the Miracle Fusion. Call with the Grave, Finger Butler, then Scoop. Nope. We're actually going to, because you change a card to a trap, and that's what Butler does. It jumps on the field when you do that. Fingering nothing. Negate and destroy. And then, just like that, taking this into game number 3. Have we seen a furniture card yet? Besides the Coup Clock? I don't think so. We might not be playing furniture. We have Ferris discarding the Winged Karibo. Let's activate, equip the increase. Now, when should you imperm? Should you imperm increase? It could be good, but I think imperming Vian is possible, especially if they have a normal summon. And, I think this might be risky, but it can be good. It can be good. What is Vian on in Heroes? How many Vians they playing? 2 to 3. So, you know, maybe if it was a 3 of, I would say to not imperm in fear of that. Because the Vian effect is huge if they get to pull it off after you imperm the increase. Devicer is here. Come to us, Elemental Hero Neos. Let's polymerize this up into our Sunrise. Now, if you have Ash, you definitely do Ash the increase. No question about that. We're gonna be... What the heck was that? What? How did... What? I don't even know what the heck that thing does. When you summon this by banishing an Elemental Hero Fusion, and then you can only summon this once per turn this way? Why? It's just a level 6? When your opponent declares an attack or your opponent activates a monster effect, you contribute this card, destroy that one monster, and then inflict damage. Didn't I lose to that like years ago? What the heck? Let's get banished. Come forth, Infernal Rage. With the Rage, let's add the favorite contact here. Okay, destroy them. It's a form of disruption. Opponent activates a monster on the field. So if they were to summon Ariana, activate, you then destroy the Ariana, but the search still goes through. Let's Anaconda into DPE. Summon the Wing Kribo back on it. Wow, that thing is slippery. It just keeps on coming. It can banish from the graveyard? That's like unironically pretty good, huh? Rivalry of Warlords, where you're locked in a plant only, which means we now can't summon anything. Wow. We're locked in a dark and plants. How dirty. Oh my Jesus. No chain link block. Is there no monster in graveyard to finger? We do have Forbidden Droplet though. Negate the lady from setting a free trap from the deck. Wait, we had Droplet, but they had no monster. Did we need Droplet to send the plant to the graveyard? But then we have another Droplet anyway. Oh my Jesus. So what are we doing here? This is over. This is crazy. Floodgates. This is a Floodgate day. Skill Drain today. Rivalry goes in. Anti-spell Fragrance. What is this nonsense? Thank you. We're not locked in a plant or darks anymore. Well, let's get swinging. We have Daruma in case you were to have any play. We got anti-spell. Not even worth setting, huh? We're going to win in another way. Set the Call by the Grave. We're going to pop that Call by the Grave or not. We're going to... Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're going to trigger, get poppin'. Welcome Labyrinth. Ariana is going to search. It's too much. We're going to recycle whatever trap we want. Say goodbye to the finger. Get big welcome. Spin a card back. And just like that, lethal damage. Tabaris, thank you for having me consider Wing Kribo. I liked it. I think it was pretty good. Yep. Okay. 2-1. Thank you, YouTube, for watching the top 16. I'll see you in the next video where we go into the top 8, grand finale, and the top deck list. Let's go.